Rumors in Hollywood are like wildfire. They start small, they flicker, and then suddenly they're everywhere, burning through social media, fan pages, and entertainment platforms until the whole world is convinced something is happening behind the scenes. And when it comes to Robert Irwin and Xochitl Gomez, the sparks had been floating in the air for weeks. People whispered, fans speculated, and TikTok detectives worked overtime. But now, with what happened backstage at Dancing with the Stars, it feels like the whispers have transformed into something louder, something real, something nobody can ignore anymore. Robert Irwin, the beloved wildlife conservationist and son of the legendary Steve Irwin, has been capturing hearts ever since he stepped into the spotlight as a child. His charm, kindness, natural charisma, and that signature Irwin warmth have made him one of the most admired young public figures today. And as he competes on Dancing with the Stars, audiences have fallen even more in love with him, not just for his dancing, but for his humility, work ethic, and genuine spirit. But one particular person seems to have fallen not just for his personality on stage, but for the real Robert behind the scenes. That person is Xochitl Gomez. Xochitl, known worldwide for her breakout role in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, isn't a stranger to the world of lights, cameras, and fierce public attention. She's wise beyond her years, driven, talented, and already a household name. And, importantly, she's someone who knows the DWTS world more intimately than nearly anyone after all. She didn't just participate, she won. When she appeared on Robert's season earlier this year for a special dance collaboration, the chemistry between them was obvious to anyone with eyes. Their energy, the way their personalities clicked, the ease with which they talked and joked, it set social media on fire. People began commenting things like, "Wait, what's going on here?" And "Hold on, this energy is undeniable." Still, nothing concrete existed, just vibes, hints, maybe a little tension beneath the surface. But then came Tuesday night. New photos surfaced that showed Xochitl backstage on the DWTS lot. On the same night, Robert was preparing for one of the biggest performances of his life, the season finale. And not just anywhere backstage. She wasn't doing a random walkthrough or posing for pictures. No, she was right there with Robert, talking closely, smiling warmly, sharing moments that looked intimate, not romantic in the public display sense, but intimate in the way that people do when they are deeply comfortable with each other. In one of the now viral photos, Xochitl is stepping toward Robert with her arms partially open, offering him a side hug, the kind that is gentle, sweet, and deeply personal. It's not the stiff, awkward hug to acquaintances give. It's the "I know you, I've been rooting for you, and I'm here for you" type of embrace. And that alone was enough to send fans into a frenzy. But it wasn't just the hug. She brought him something, a bouquet of flowers. Not generic flowers either, according to eyewitnesses. A thoughtfully arranged bouquet, colorful and bright, mirroring Robert's personality. A gift that says, "I want to make this moment special for you." And before anyone could brush it off as a coincidence or just friends supporting friends, witnesses confirmed something even more, telling Xochitl didn't just visit Robert, she spent time with his family. That's a line very few cross casually. Meeting the family isn't a small thing. It usually means the relationship, whatever it is deeper behind closed doors than what the public sees. Fans who saw her chatting with Terry Irwin and Robert's sister Bindi said the vibe looked warm, familiar, almost like Xochitl wasn't a newcomer but someone who had been accepted long before Tuesday night. Meanwhile, Robert's reaction to all of this didn't help calm the rumors. In fact, it stirred them even more. Just a couple of weeks ago, when reporters asked him about the dating rumors with Xochitl, he didn't deny anything outright. Instead, he dodged the question with a playful smile and simply said people were reading too much into things. But here's the thing, people only read too much when there's something to read. And now, with Xochitl showing up backstage, supporting him, bringing him flowers, hugging him, meeting the family, it feels like the dots are lining up faster than anyone anticipated. Even fans who try to approach celebrity gossip logically are having a hard time explaining this one away. Why would Xochitl show up on finale night if not for someone special? Why bring flowers unless she wanted to celebrate a moment that mattered personally to her? Why hang out with the Irwin family unless she was already close to them behind the scenes? This isn't normal behavior between colleagues. It's the kind of behavior that happens when feelings are involved. Real feelings. Online. Things exploded instantly. TikTok was flooded within minutes. Fan pages started posting side-by-side pictures of their interactions throughout the season. People began stitching videos from their collaborative dance performance earlier this season, the one where their chemistry first caught attention, and adding captions like, "They've been giving couple energy since day one," or "We knew it." On X, formerly Twitter, the phrase Robert and Xochitl began trending in multiple regions. Instagram fan accounts posted the backstage photos with heart emojis, fire emojis, and captions like "They are so cute, oh my god," and "New favorite couple unlocked." Even people who weren't fans of either celebrity suddenly had an opinion. And the thing is, it isn't just the visuals. It's the timing, the intensity, the little details. When two people are rumored to be dating, most tend to avoid doing anything that might add fuel to the fire lest they don't mind people speculating. But in this case, Robert and Xochitl are doing the opposite of damage control. They're feeding the rumor mill, not necessarily intentionally, but simply by being themselves around each other. And sometimes, being natural reveals more truth than any public statement could. What makes all of this even more interesting is who Robert Irwin is and what he represents. He is incredibly careful with his public image, not because he's fake, but because he carries his father's legacy with deep love and respect. He's not one to casually appear in gossip headlines. He values authenticity, kindness, and family. He's not the kind of guy who gets pulled into meaningless drama. So if Xochitl is spending time not only with him but with his family, it strongly suggests she is someone they trust, someone he cares about, someone whose presence is welcomed in his inner circle. People who were backstage described their interaction as warm, soft and sweet, the kind of vibe that makes others smile involuntarily. They weren't trying to show off, and they definitely weren't acting like celebrities, performing for the cameras. Instead, they looked like two young adults who were on the verge of something special, something private that the world just happened to catch a glimpse of. Another interesting layer to the situation is Xochitl's experience on the show. Since she won her season, she understands exactly what Robert was going through on finale night: the pressure, the anxiety, the emotional whirlwind. The fact that she chose that particular moment to be there says a lot. It says she wanted to support him at one of the highest stress, highest stakes moments of his life so far. And not because she had to, because she wanted to. Love, or the beginning of it, often shows itself in the quiet, understated gestures, the kind that aren't planned or flashy, like showing up backstage, bringing flowers, hugging someone when they need comfort, laughing together in a crowded hallway, talking with their family like you've been doing it for years. All the signs point in the same direction. The public, naturally, is divided into two groups: those who are convinced they're dating, and those who think they might simply be close friends with strong chemistry. But even people in the second group are starting to waver. There's just too much pointing at something more than friendship. Fans of both stars have also pointed out how similar their personalities are. Both Robert and Xochitl are incredibly positive, energetic, kind-hearted, community-focused, and humble despite their fame. They're passionate about wildlife conservation, she about storytelling and representation in Hollywood. They both grew up in the spotlight, though in different ways, and they both understand the weight of public attention. They're close in age, close in energy, close in vibe. It feels like one of those pairings that just makes sense.